you to quit all your social media apps today: Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. If you really want to level up and become a better version of yourself, pause this episode if you need to and delete all your social media apps right now. Well, what a start to an episode, but welcome to Redefine Self. I'm your host, Clara, and I'm feeling all kinds of things right now. I'm really nervous, but also super excited to finally launch this podcast, which is all about self-improvement and redefining yourself. With this episode, we're starting the Glow Up series to finally become a better version of ourselves. And we all know that we set goals at the start of the year, and by the time August rolls around, we already forgot about our goals and we're kind of like just coasting through life without any clear vision or goal. So in order to change this year, let's make the best out of the rest of the year and get closer to the ideal version of ourselves. Now let's get into the episode and why you should quit your social media today. And I'm being serious. I know the intro sounds drastic, but I really mean it, that if you want to level up and improve your mental health, then delete your TikTok and Instagram for at least 30 days. And I promise you, you will see a major difference. And if you don't, you can still re-download it again. For those who are still not convinced, saying, no, but social media is not that damaging. I met so many friends there. It's fine for me. My mental health is not suffering that much. You know how many times I've heard that from people around me? Yet I want you to look at people on a tram when they're scrolling, or even your friends around you. And let me ask you this one question. Do they look happy? Does any one of your friends feel great after scrolling hours and hours on social media? While it was easy for me to delete Snapchat and TikTok, as I had barely used Snapchat and I never really used TikTok, Instagram was the breaking factor for me. And I was probably, like most of you, thinking like, I'm going to miss out on so much and so much is going to happen without me. What if people send me messages and I don't see them? What if my friends plan to hang out over Instagram or Snapchat without me? Essentially, if you think about it, it boils down to the fear. I'm going to feel left out. I was scared of being lonely, which makes sense because social media has sold us this illusion of making friends online and connecting to anyone on the internet within a few messages. And hence, it makes sense that I was fearing being left out and alone. Because if we consider it, pretty much everyone is on social media. And if we are not, we are going to be that weird, lonely person. But let me tell you one thing. I re-downloaded Instagram a few weeks ago to upload a picture of my graduation because I graduated from school. And I did not miss anything. And that's when I had this realization that we are scared of missing out on something, yet the only thing we're missing out on is our real life, our real experiences. Because during these months without social media, I learned so much about myself and I actually had the best time of my life. I had so much more time to implement all the habits that I always wanted to implement. And I started to enjoy my life without scrolling on social media, basically depressed looking at other people's lives. I even asked my mom if she noticed the difference, and she told me she definitely saw an improvement in my mental health and generally my overall satisfaction. I really realized what being present in the moment meant, and I started to enjoy the walks with my dog outside in nature a lot more. And quitting social media has even shown beneficial in my relationships with others because I'm so much more able to focus on the person in front of me and give them my undivided attention and truly listen to them without getting distracted by a message, post, or comment. Isn't this our goal in life, to be just happy and grateful? Of course it is weird if you're with your friends and everyone is like, oh, let's take a picture for Instagram, or somebody asks you for your social media name and you don't use social media. But you don't have to tell anyone except maybe your friends that you're not on social media. What I do is to just say, I don't really use social media, but you can text me on WhatsApp instead. Let me give you my number. And I feel like that's more personal as well. And if your friends are really your real friends, then they should be fine with you deleting social media. But if they're not supportive of you deleting social media, you need to realize what is more important to you: the judgment of others or your own mental health. And especially those people that care about you will not care whether you have an Instagram or TikTok account with 5,000 followers. Yet if your friendship is solely based on sending each other memes on Instagram or TikTok videos, then I guess you should reevaluate your friendship. Because during my little social media detox, I realized that genuine friendships can last even without Instagram. So now, after my 6-month social media break, I had a few realizations that I wanted to share with you guys. And it's not even realizations, it's just the thoughts that we all have, the things that we all know about social media, yet we're just too scared to admit it, and so we just kind of ignore it. So while I thought Instagram inspired me and allowed me to connect with my friends, it showed me everything that I wasn't in this fabricated, perfect way. Pretty enough, smart enough, and rich enough. And it just kind of made me ungrateful for everything that I had and long for everything that I didn't have. And social media offers every single one of us the opportunity to compare our lives and achievements to others. It is nothing new that on social media people tend to showcase the best aspects of their lives, creating this fabricated, perfect life. But how does it make us feel? These websites make us miss out on our social life because we're too busy to think about other people's life. By showing us exactly what we don't have, they make us feel lonely, unlovable, and undeserving. And especially Snap wants to make you feel like you have tons of friends. And for me personally, at one point, I added like 100 random people because I wanted people to text me and I wanted to meet more people, and I wanted my story bar to be filled with other people's stories so I could look at their life and see what I didn't have, basically. And we're all just doing that to get this validation, those notifications of people sending us snaps. But for what? These people do not actually care about our snaps. Like at some point I was sending snaps to people, they didn't even open my snaps. So they don't even care about our snaps, nor do they care about our life. While Snapchat sells us an app to connect with friends, we continuously build this web of fake and ungenuine friendships. And seeing all these stories on Instagram, the scrolling through the posts and TikToks of people on vacations I wanted to go to, I felt lonely. I was asking myself questions like, why do I not have the same friendships that those people have? I seriously started to doubt my own self-worth, asking, am I not lovable enough that I don't have the relationships others have? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not fun enough to be around? Yet what I realized is that exactly these people that post so many things on social media, so many fun events, are exactly those people that are themselves sad and try to compensate their fake surroundings and their friends by posting on social media. Yet these big friendship groups you see on social media, you don't know how much drama, how toxic that group is, not only to other people, but to themselves. Most people on social media do not actually like their own life. So they go on social media to create this illusion, this perfect fabricated world that we see. In the middle of aesthetic productivity videos, friendship groups going on fun trips, and we buy this dream life, this illusion, and forget that everyone is suffering behind this facade of perfection. On social media, we just push our problems away and create this wonderful dream life. Now let's talk about TikTok. I swear, TikTok is probably my most hated app ever. I absolutely despise it, yet I seem to be the only one. And don't tell me I'm learning things on TikTok. TikTok is actually useful for me. It made me more productive. Okay, but in the hour you scroll, how many valuable TikToks did you see? And how much actual garbage were you looking at? The only thing we want from social media is social validation and the instant gratification that comes with it. The likes on our posts because, hey, look, actually, people do find me beautiful. The views on our stories because people actually do care about me. When you open the Instagram app, there's no other option than comparing yourself to people you see. I know there are these quotes saying like, I don't compare myself to anyone but myself. But if we're being really honest with ourselves right now, is that the truth when we go on social media? We all are subconsciously comparing ourselves to others. It's a natural process of our subconscious mind to compare what we have to what the person we are seeing on the screen has. Your comparison is also likely not going to be particularly positive. Oh, well, maybe I could work on that. You're not going to say that. No, when we see someone or something on social media, we think, well, she looks better than me. She has a nicer sense of style. Her life looks much more put together. She's more successful than me. You see somebody who's more successful on social media and you instantly let your self-worth drop to rock bottom. And if you really want to be successful, and not only successful, but save your mental health, then you need to get off social media. The thing is that before there was social media, we only compared ourselves to people around us, like our family and friends. Yet with social media, you can compare yourself to millions of people who don't and probably you will never meet in your life. Yet does it matter what Sophia in Portugal does and how successful she is in her own self-improvement journey? Because Sophia is not in the position you are in. You are comparing the small detail in the big picture. We don't know anything about these people we're comparing ourselves to on social media, yet we think that we can live the exact same life. The thing is that we all know how damaging social media is for our mental health. Everything that I just said, you already know. Yet our favorite influencer is not going to tell us how much they themselves are struggling because they are earning money with it. And hence our society gets stuck in this hamster wheel of content and dopamine, constantly chasing the next post, the next TikTok, or the next reel. And I just don't want to live like that anymore. Sure, these productivity reels are nice and aesthetic, but how long do they motivate me? Half a day? But overall, I just feel like that if I want to work on my goals, then Instagram is just a distraction for me. And for you, who is probably a young, ambitious girl as well. And I remember when I wanted to quit all my social media, how hard it felt. It almost feels like you're giving up a part of your identity. Because our profile is basically our online presence. And by deleting the app, it's as if we're deleting a part of ourselves on the internet. But I promise you that if you delete social media for at least 30 days, you will see how much value you have gained. You can always re-download social media for a period of time and delete it once you want to focus on your goals again. It's not the thing I would suggest you, but if you wanted to do that. Because I feel like to be consistent with our discipline and not using social media, it would be best if you just delete the apps from your phone and change the password to a random password you will never remember. That's how I did it. Because then you don't have this temptation of just going on Instagram when you're bored in your room. Also, just one quick thing as well. Many productivity influencers and YouTubers are saying you should just limit your screen time. But I don't believe in that. Just because you're using Instagram for 30 minutes instead of 45 minutes, your mental health is not going to drastically improve. When you limit your screen time to 45 minutes, you are wasting 45 minutes of your life. Even if it's 30 minutes, you're still wasting 30 minutes in your day, looking at other people's life instead of enjoying your own. And maybe you think 30 minutes is not that much time, but you need to realize that time is the most important, the most valuable asset you have. You cannot buy time with whatever money you have. So instead of wasting your time on social media, at least do something valuable with it. Use it to improve yourself. Work on your goals instead of using your time to fund somebody else's business. So now that you have hopefully deleted your social media, what are you going to do with your time? I want you to think about the moments you tend to use social media. Maybe it's when you're done with your work for the day, or maybe at the gym. And I want you to think about how you can fill that time with a productive habit. Instead of scrolling on the tram, you could take a book with you or listen to a podcast. And also one thing I didn't mention before I deleted social media, I would scroll on social media while listening to a podcast. And by the end of the episode, I had learned absolutely nothing because I didn't listen. The amount of presence and the feeling of actually living in the moment you get when you quit social media is absolutely insane. So actually listen to the podcast. Instead of scrolling after working, try to meditate to relax and calm down the thoughts you have. Because most people come back from work or school and they think that scrolling on social media is going to make them feel more relaxed. Yet it doesn't, because while you're looking at the pictures of other people and the TikToks, you're not relaxing because your brain is working to process all the information you're receiving, and that's why we feel exhausted afterwards. So instead of scrolling, try meditating, exercising, or going for a hot girl walk. Anything that is going to distract you from your phone and refocus your energy on yourself. Essentially, quitting social media is, think about quitting social media as just another act of self-care, where we take a step to finally prioritize ourselves. Yet it's not the most popular one because it is not as easy as doing your skincare routine or doing a little bit of work. Quitting social media requires discipline, and most people nowadays lack this discipline. Yet I want you to know you're not alone with this, and if you want any more advice, you can book a free coaching call with me where I will help you to finally get off social media and start living your life to your fullest potential. And that will be the first link in the description. And I want you to know that if you quit your social media today and you never want to re-download Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, it won't be as easy. You will have moments where you feel like you just want to post that one picture, you just want to re-download it. I mean, even me, I deleted Instagram for 6 months and I urged to re-download it and post a picture of my graduation. And then I posted a picture of my graduation. Then I went on holidays. I posted holiday pictures on my Instagram. I have deleted it again right now. But still, you sometimes on your journey of quitting social media, you will have this urge of just re-downloading it again and just using it again because it's not that damaging. Your mental health already has improved. But I want you to know that you have come this far already and you can get further on your journey to deleting social media. So thank you for joining me on this first episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the upcoming episodes of the Glow Up series. I still have a lot more planned and I hope we can all grow together on this journey to redefine ourselves. If you loved the episode, rate it a 5-star review and see you next time. And please delete your social media.